Today we take a look why Season 9 on Ascension WoW is so much better Vanilla Plus server choice rather than the Blizzard attempt in the form of Season of Discovery. Whole year 2023 in World of Warcraft passed in the name of Vanilla Plus. Lots of servers were trying to develop custom stuff to a point where even Blizzard itself took interest in that and decided to release Season of Discovery. Ascension, on the other hand, is out of a good couple of years by now, living as a one and only iteration of classless WoW on the market. When it comes down to the Azeroth itself, both SoD and Ascension don't really add that much custom stuff, but rather bend the current form of Azeroth to create some new experiences for the player, which makes them similar in regards of content. Similar, yet so different. When it comes down to class design, Ascension is a clear winner. SoD have used a mixture of talents and spells that have been already used or are well known by the community of WoW. We have all seen that already in the future expansions. Ideas that were either abandoned along the way or became iconic for certain classes or specs. Things like tanking Warlock in Demon form, Divine Storms for Paladins. The only new original ideas are tanking rogues and healing mages, which turned out not so great in the end. This is only phase 1, of course, but I presume that we will not receive too many new things in upcoming phases. I would expect around one rune from every spec, and that's it. Classes already differ quite a lot from the basic vanilla forms, so I don't see that much more new customization coming. Ascension, on the other hand, by releasing Season 9 have completely redesigned previous systems, and we came back to true classless WoW. Enormous amount of new spells, talents and abilities that have never been in WoW in the first place, with animations and effects. If you always wanted to create a pirate, icy lich king or fiery warlord, you are free to do so. Of course, with some luck on your part, that is. The wildcard mode that's in effect this season does have a lot of RNG. Lots of people actually despise this, but for me it's actually perfect. The high exp rate allows you to prestige and reset your character quite often, so you can play around with different abilities, which is very exciting. It does take time, but if you could assemble your perfect class in 1 or 2 days, what would you do next? I did create some nice build this season and seen people deal crazy amounts of damage, so it definitely is possible. As they say, joy is found in journey, not the destination, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. On top of that, Ascension have custom realm in progress, named Conquest of Azeroth, that will consist of 21 custom classes that you may have seen throughout the whole history of Warcraft, so that's even more amazing. Season of Discovery was supposed to remake the experience you have in the open world. Rune search, hidden treasures, it was all supposed to be big mystery and challenge. Eventually, it turned out that runes are very easily accessible, and that's where the title discoveries end. I personally expected that they put something more interesting to the current world except some loot chests. If you get all the runes, there is absolutely no reason to go out and look for stuff. Like I said before, it's only phase 1 and not even half of the world is available to us. But I really doubt that Blizzard will now suddenly come up with some original idea to spice up the open world experience. Once again, player community had to take things in their own hands and move the hardcore challenge over to Season of Discovery to make things interesting once more. Ascension, on the other hand, has a lot more to deliver. Main thing definitely has to be challenges. When you create a character, you have a wide variety of challenges to choose from. Hardcore, Ironman, Adventure Mode, there's a whole list of it to spice up your gameplay. During leveling, the world is scaled up to your level, but still keeps the minimum entry requirement to keep the RPG progression, which is great, as this allows you to finish the zone you want without overleveling it. Quests award you extra chests to get up-to-date gear and skill or talent resets, so they are very valuable to do. After reaching level 60, you have carboards in the main city that reward you for everything you do in-game, to simply put. You have daily quests for every activity in-game that reward you with marks of ascension to reroll talents or skills, and mystic currency to apply enchants that improve your abilities. You have quests available for doing professions, PvP, killing stuff in the open world, or completing dungeons of different difficulties. The loop is to play the game the way you want and spend rewards for better gear and polish your build. It's all exciting as every player you meet have 100% different build than yours. Some may be similar, yet so different. Great stuff. The endgame activities in SoD come down to basically one raid. People are so fed with it already that they have armies of alts or come back to play hardcore. The best part is that when Phase 2 comes out, we will have same shit all over again that we experienced from decades. Guess what? Black Phantom Deeps will become irrelevant and will be a phantom of former self. The issue here is always the same. Blizzard don't include replayability factor to its new toys, so they become useless faster than they were hyped up for during their announcement. Ascension have put all kinds of difficulties on all possible dungeons from the vanilla version of the game. Things like Mythic Resolve Downs or Shadowfang Keep are normal things here, and people are reaching levels up to plus 60 Mythic this season. You definitely will have a challenge to overcome with your custom class. Raids are taken up to Ascended difficulty, where bosses have learned new tricks and like to use them very often. On top of that, you have Flex Raiding, which works similarly to Retail 1. The new most exciting addition this season were Mana Storms. In short, this is an improved version of Torghast, let's say, that makes use of all dungeons in vanilla history, thus making the content still relevant. You can tackle it solo, so it's perfect for people who don't like to wait in the queues. Groups are not limited to certain roles, so you can even go with up to 5 DPS if you wish so. All in all, you climb up the level ladder, making progress, gathering rewards like gear caches, reroll scrolls and marks of ascension to further polish your build once again. Kill one boss on each floor to advance higher. Expect some mix and match of mobs from different dungeons to spice up the gameplay and face deadly anomalies that can break your streak. Those seem very easy at first, but as you climb higher it will definitely challenge your skills and build setup. Mana Storms may not be perfect, but they were recently released and I see tweaks being implemented every week, so I trust it will get even more exciting in the future. Blizzard implemented Warzone in Ashenvale in SoD to be main endgame open world activity. Not so great for PvE enjoyers, and as for the PvP itself, well, so small skirmishes here and there are definitely fun, especially that classes have become more powerful, but big supposedly epic fights are basically enormous zergs that speed to the boss. I'm not a big fan of those, prefer more structured, small PvP like BGs and arenas, where you not only spam big AoEs on your foes. On Ascension, PvP system is kinda outdated already, and to be completely honest, not so many people play PvP these days, but the RNG classless system put a little bit of a new life into it. You have daily quests to compete in the open world, where in high-risk mode you can lose your loot upon death, or gain some war spoils for defeating your enemies. On top of that, every monster have a chance to drop epic PvP gear corresponding to your current item level. Duels in the wilds while leveling are very exciting, and you can even turn on your own faction if you want to become a mercenary. On top of that, you have all standard things WoW provides, so BGs, arenas that even have 1v1 bracket to test how your own is killed and build. High risk zones can also provide you with powerful crafting materials that you can make your reach or craft some powerful items. For everything you do in PvP, you also get quests and marks of ascension, so you can customize your class setup as well. When we are at PvP, it's impossible not to mention in-game balance. Both versions are in a point where make things fun, not balanced, so you cannot expect to have perfect balance in SoD, where Blizzard is randomly throwing stuff into classes toolkit, or in Ascension, where the core of the game is classless and there are around 1500 skills and abilities in the game. I do sign up for the fun factor, so I don't mind if some things are more powerful than the others. In the end, not many of us will be able to run the perfect build in S9, which make things more exciting. So far, I haven't seen any super duper OP things on standalone, so to make something really powerful you have to meet a lot of requirements, which is not so easy feat, or you have to be extremely lucky. As for the cash shop, it's quite big, I'd take that, but I would say it's rather speeding up the farming rather than giving you straight up upper hand. I don't mind that. Server is completely free, so if somebody wants to support it and get some nice cosmetics or increase XP rate, it's fine. especially if you can obtain all that stuff in-game with gold from the auction house. It will just take longer. In my opinion, it's fair. Also, Ascension have a wide range of transmog stuff that also comes from different versions of WoW, and even some custom stuff in it. It's definitely heaven for fashionistas. It also has a nice system that tells you straight away if you have the looks in your armory already or not. Very convenient. On top of everything, Ascension's server is full of people. Orgrimmar and Stormwind is bustling with people, dungeons queues are not that long, even for the DPSs, and even so, you have plenty of things to do in the meantime, while waiting for the dungeon queue to pop up. BGs are active on every leveling bracket and max level, so I will state once again, you can play how you want and do what you want, there will always be people around. Even if not, you always have solo mana storms that are a great thing if you don't have that much time to play and want to do some progression. Both versions alter the experience we get in Vanilla Azeroth quite significantly, but Season of Discovery does it in short-term way, and Ascension can provide you with long-term experience that is both fun and rewarding at the same time. Phase 2 is coming to SoD soon, but to be honest I don't expect much from the redesigned raid, Stranglethorn Zone event and some class tweaks here and there. That is why I decided to pick Ascension and stay on it, and as an old WoW veteran that spent most of his life in this game, I'm not looking back. Ascensions has a very rich timeline as well, so it's not only about the current experience, but future upcoming exciting things as well. Now, check out my Firelord build next, see hands-on experience in Ascension.